guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of Filthy Hunt Cheaters. Sorry I've not done a video for a while, man. I've just been taking it easy, chilling, waiting for my computer to come back from being repaired, which there is an update on that. I did post on my ex saying that they have found me a replacement 4090. I feel like I'm actually being scammed a little bit here, but it seems a bit convenient that they just happen to have a 4090 when they start trying to offer me options to downgrade or pay more to upgrade to a 5090. Anyway, I'll discuss it in another video, whatever. But either way, I should be getting my computer back sometime within the week anyway, so we should be getting back to streaming and content and all that stuff. But first, we're gonna have a few clips here of my favorite kind of videos, the no footsteps. I swear, since the so-called new audio engine to fix those footsteps, there's just way more instances of people having no footsteps whatsoever. So we're going to be watching this clip here, and I'm going to show you the most incriminating parts of the video, and there might even be some bits I might just pull up on this video that happened earlier that suggests that there's no footsteps going on here. But yeah, I've got 3 clips. This is the first one, so check it out. Okay, so we spectate to my partner. And as you can see, this player in the Alice skin just came around that corner, like no footsteps, shooting from behind. Let's go back and just watch a little bit of this again. So this is me getting revived up here. Oh, sorry, me reviving my partner, I think, here, and then I get shot. So, see where the Alice is. Like, see her there. You saw her move right there, but you can't hear it. So I go back. You can't go back to anyone on this. So let's just watch this again. So if we just see where they are. Right, so they're right behind that shelf there. This right behind this bookcase or whatever that's overturned. They step out. I mean, people will probably say, "Oh, well, it's the gunshots making the footsteps not be heard there." Maybe, but I'm pretty sure you would have heard something. I'm literally getting shot through walls here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it feels like. 9 meters from distance from the target. It doesn't say I was shot through a wall, man, but I don't know where they're getting that angle on me, and no one's like moving. Like, I don't know how he's shooting me. But yeah. Right, so here we are inspecting. So here are the footsteps of this guy. They shot through the door. So we know that this guy's run off around here. I think you hear some footsteps here. So you hear a gunshot there at least. I think you might have heard footsteps just preceding those shots, but I'm not 100%. We'll go back and just check real quick. This guy here. Yeah, there is some footsteps there just as the gunshot comes out here on the left. So there's footsteps there, footsteps here. This person ran off this way. Footsteps here. This guy's shot from this angle here. So there must be in this doorway here. Just go back frame by frame to see if we get maybe a glimpse of them moving, so we can get solid location of where they are. Pretty sure I'm pretty sure they're like in this doorway. Okay, a little bit further left of the doorway. I don't know how they're shooting this and seeing it like they're predicting. I'm pretty certain they've both got wall hacks. Fairly convinced, or at least one of them does. Probably this Alice who has the no footsteps, right? Right, so we've got footstep, round about here. Let's go back again. Let's go left. Fine. Okay, I think that those footsteps there are about here. So this dude's about here, somewhere here. So he goes to run because he's heard those footsteps here, and he's thinking that somebody might peek, but he doesn't hear any footsteps. He knows they're about there. He probably thinks it's not that much of a threat. So he goes to the footsteps that he can hear over here, which is this other dude. And then they just come around this corner from about here, from about this position. They come all the way down there and around the corner, no footsteps. And this is where you know that at least this person must have wall hacks, right? He's communicating to his partner saying, look, you make a bunch of footsteps over here on the right, so he will think you're the immediate threat because you're moving. He will look for that side. When he turns around to go to wait for you to come around, I'm going to run around here with no footsteps and shoot from behind so he can't react to it. That's the play that they're making. You can clearly see that that's what's happening. And there you go, shot. I can't remember what the other guy's name is. His partner is Kumi Pipley. I shot him as soon as he came in, so I'm assuming that this guy doesn't have wall hack, so he would have seen me, right? So I'm just thinking that this Kumi Pipley may not be cheating, but he is playing with a cheater. He might just be a random, right? But the Alice, no footsteps, definitely seems to be trying to shoot on weird angles without actual vision, like they're trying to predict a person to move forward so they walk into the bullet, or they're trying to shoot through a wall. So there's already evidence that they've got wall hacks. They seem to have no footsteps. They're waiting to see the person turn to the footsteps of their partner, then come around with no footsteps, shoot them in the back, and then get the easy kill there. Right, and that's the first clip. We'll move on to the second clip. Right, so here we are on clip 2. This is a next decent one. We'll probably cut some of this out just to cut it down a little bit on time, but we'll unmute this and we'll have a little look on this. So I believe I'm just waiting here because I can hear somebody. That's what I think. They've heard they can ping somebody. I know there's somebody over here anyway, because I heard them. I already accused somebody of no step cheating already. I don't have that on recorded on the clip. I think it's this guy that I'm waiting for here. Go back. Okay, so I've been hearing footsteps there. So I kill this guy. He's a solo, so he ends up self-reviving. And the other team comes in. These dudes are actually pretty sus. These dudes that come in. These might be the dudes that I originally was calling no footstep cheats on. Originally, maybe, because they approached with basically almost no sound. So we've got these dudes over here. And then this cane skin revives behind me. Right, so the cane skin revived. You hear his footsteps there to the left. And how is that not a headshot? Is that not a headshot? Let's watch that again. It does go over. It does go past the head just a little bit. Close though. Close. Close headshot. But you see here how he's ran off there, and like I couldn't really hear him move off. Yeah, gunshots, but like gunshots don't obfuscate footsteps for that long of a period of time. Like 2 shots, sure, 1 shot, and then just as the fade away was about to happen, another shot comes in, obfuscates it again. But by now, I should be hearing some kind of movement, and they move a fair amount of distance that I should have heard at least the tail end of some footsteps. Okay, I did hear footsteps. Footsteps there. Then here comes the interesting part, right? So he throws the high bomb up. I go around and stop the bleeding, get out of range of the high. Listen for the footsteps. And then the dude's down here waiting on the exact angle. I guy to the hives there. So go back. So we come out here. Right, so we hear the nade. We don't know roughly whereabouts he is. Footsteps. Right, and then you hear a running on wood, one step of running on wood through here somewhere around this vicinity. Around this vicinity here. And then no footsteps. And then he's literally here, standing on the exact angle, got into the perfect position, no footsteps, just waiting at this window here. Let's go back again. Right, footsteps. You hear that? There's some kind of footsteps on wood around this area. Nobody else here. And somehow he's ran from upstairs, down the stairs, down to here, waiting directly on this window for me to show up, and then bangs me out. One more time. So to me, like the grenade, the footsteps on mud make it sound like he's actually outside, like on the left-hand side, like because I hear nobody footsteps behind me chasing me or to come around to where I was. So there's no footsteps there. No footsteps to say that he moved in place for throwing this nade. You can see my mate's inside at the back in the room, so he's not outside to be making sounds on like wet mud. So we've got this grenade being thrown here somewhere up above me, up here somewhere. And then it sounds like on mud or something, or on grass or something. And then some footsteps around here on wood. And then he's just there waiting. No footsteps, no nothing. Just happens to be there waiting on the perfect angle for me to come. As if he's got no footsteps and wall hacks. And then people go, but you shot him through the door earlier and he didn't use wall hacks to know you were there. Well, one, it did kind of look like he knew I was behind that door. We can go back and watch. He opens the door and he doesn't open the door like front on. He goes to the side, opens the door and steps out as if he knew I was there trying to like shoot me. A little bit flimsy, but either way, it could just be an easy explanation as to he knows he's got necro, he plays legit on his first life, and when he gets killed, then he toggles his cheats on once he's been killed to make sure that he doesn't die a second time, or reduces the chances of dying a second time massively. That way he can feel like if he wins on his first life, then he gets to feel like he's a good player, but then if he's in danger of actually losing, just toggle them cheats on and just guarantee the win. Right? Makes perfect sense. And got one more clip. This one's not quite as a strong one, but we'll move on to this last third clip. Okay, so we've got this third clip here of some dudes basically that seemingly one of them has no footsteps. Just listen to this. So I run in here. That's a completely different person, not the duo I'm engaging. So and then this guy here who steps out left and right with a bow trying to bow me. You can only ever hear this one dude here. This guy seemingly is moving around without making any noise seemingly, because you can only hear one of them. And even when he comes around the other side, like it seems like he also has no footsteps as well. I mean, yeah, people are shooting, they kind of obfuscates the country as well. But he steps out multiple times here, and we only hear a single step from this guy. And the clan name are called Unlucky. I mean, that's the most cheaterish clan name that I think I've heard in a long while. And they were both called Unlucky. This is the dude that killed me, but the guy with the bow also had the Unlucky clan tag. A little bit like less of a foolproof, hey, there's no footsteps going on here, but it does seem a little bit weird. This guy can basically sidestep multiple times left and right, and he doesn't make a single footstep at all, and then seemingly runs around the other side with no footsteps. Granted, there is a sticky a grenade going off at the same time that does obfuscate some of the footsteps, but I'm pretty sure you would have heard at least the beginnings of some footsteps or the tail end of some footsteps, and not the entirety of the footsteps being obfuscated entirely. Let's just go back and watch one more time. So it's possible you do hear two sets of footsteps here, like one running in, another one just running basically to his location, and basically sitting both on the same location. One of them runs left, then the other one seems to step out with no footsteps on the right. I mean, honestly, it almost seems like the guy on the left also seems to step out with no footsteps as well. Because I wasn't really expecting the left dude to be there when I jumped around, because I heard his movement stop up to the left of the mountain, like rock. And then as I jumped around, I sort of just saw him, and I had no audio to react upon. The guy just both seemed to come around corners at the exact moment with never making any footstep noise at all. So he comes round, poking around the side, no footsteps. Then he comes round the left, also seemingly making no footsteps. And as I've proven many times before, the cooking of the nade does not obfuscate footsteps. Nor does the of it being thrown, the actual fuse being lit and the sound as you're throwing it do not obfuscate footsteps. The explosion does, but only on the beginning impact of the explosion. Once the explosion begins to tail off, the footsteps immediately start to come back in. So it's only a brief moment where footsteps are actually obfuscated by a nade. The actual burning and the throwing of it does not obfuscate footsteps. It seems that everybody has the uncanny ability that as soon as they get to an edge and then they go around the edge, all of a sudden they have no footsteps when they come around the edge every single time. Like this audio bug, this audio engine bug that just happens to be so intelligent to know this is a great time for an audio bug just as they come around a corner. Let's make their audio stop now. How perfect is that? For someone to have that happen just at the most tactically advantageous moment, especially when I've committed to an action to jump around and essentially like free myself up from the dude on the right trying to bow me, but then try and essentially cut off the dude that would come around the left side and shoot him. But by the time I've already done that, he's already come around the left hand side without me being able to hear and react to that, and then he's already got the upper hand on me, and I'm having to react to the situation as I see it. And it's these things that these microsecond things that you need to hear to react to make all the difference in shooters. Like, it's the difference between reacting correctly and not correctly. Like, in situations like that, it's so important. Fractions of seconds count in these types of games. like, to get the information that you need to know. I need to hear them come around the corner. If I was jumping around, I wouldn't have gone far left. I would have gone right more in and reacted to it, and maybe had a chance to, on the next peak, to get him before he got me. So it could make all the difference. These types of these microseconds of reaction times that you need that information to react to. But yeah, this episode's gone on for a little bit long anyway. So, but that's it for this one anyway. There were a bunch of other clips as well. Like, I have loads of the No Footstep ones, but I thought these were probably the best ones. I didn't want it to go on too long. Maybe I'll use some of the other ones for the next one. There was one that seemed really suspect for No Footsteps, but I couldn't get concrete evidence that the person wasn't already there. I could only tell you that my partner said he saw him run across. But since the last video, because Steam Replay doesn't record Discord, I don't have the vocal evidence to confirm that, and people will just say that I'm lying, just like in the last clip when I said my partner saw the guy running towards the bounty going up the stairs. So that's what I reacted to run in on the last video. People just assume that it's not, that I'm basically lying because I don't have that audio to say that's what happened, but you know, that's what happened. But yeah, but that's it for this episode anyways. So I'll catch you all on the next one. Don't know when the next one will be. Hopefully my computer will arrive sometime within this week, and then I will start planning on getting back into the streaming routine and all that sort of stuff. So watch out for that, and I'll catch you on the next one. So peace, laters. I'm out of here.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.